One of the really big successes last year was MG we won the Barnett's Big Idea 2020 award, which was pretty amazing. And in terms of this, our networking events is something a lot of people find very helpful. I think that it's important to network with people who will understand your unique challenges and things like that.
Hey, what's up, you people? It's Johanna, aka Jojo. I'm super excited today because we are here with Annabel. Annabel is the founder of Melanin Gamers, a gaming community that promotes diversity and inclusion. Welcome, Annabel.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you. So first of all, can you please introduce yourself and introduce Melanin Gamers?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is creatively Anzie or Annabel. And I'm the founder of Melanin Gamers, which is a gaming community that promotes inclusion and diversity in the video games industry.
Sure. Tell me, how did you get into setting up Melanin Gamers?
In terms of the origin story of Melanin Gamers, I feel like it's quite a multifaceted reason as to why I set up MG. The predominant reason is because I wanted to see myself represented in an industry that I was a patron of. I am a gamer. I've been a gamer for my whole life, and the representation that I was seeing was not always there, or if it was tokenism. And I feel like the proverbial nail that or the last straw on the camel's back was an instance with my brothers. One of my brothers was trying to make Overwatch Grandmaster with a team, and his own teammates were being racist towards him. And my parents stopped him from gaming for 3 months, and he was never able to make Grandmaster. And my little brother witnessed this, and when he was getting bullied at school in real life, didn't say anything because he interpreted that interaction as the victim gets punished because of what the bully does. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like that he thought that way. Mm-hmm. And that is something that is quite prevalent in the gaming industry, where if you have to play online, you have to grow thick skin, you have to mute your mic, you have to do all of these things as a person because there are bullies, there are racists, there are sexist people online. And they are getting away with a lot of this stuff because they just go unchecked or it becomes the norm. And I hate that my little brother thought that's just the way the world worked, where the bully just does what they want and the victim has to bend over backwards to make sure that they are, don't get in the way of the bully. And so that was one of the reasons why I thought that we have to do something about this problem because it's ruining something we all love.
Thank you. So tell me, how old is Melanin Gamers then?
Melanin Gamers is 2.5 years old, so it's still quite, young in community.
Sure. And tell us, I've seen that you have won some awards. Can you tell us more about your successes with Melanin Gamers?
Oh, okay. Thankfully, there's plenty of successes, which is great. One of the really big successes last year was MG we won the Barnett's Big Idea 2020 award, which was pretty amazing because especially with all that was happening, we were still able, with last year and coronavirus and that sort of thing. It's a prize for, the best idea. And a gaming industry that promotes inclusion and diversity, people really took towards it and what we were doing, the different, branches of MG, because we do like panel talks, we do tournaments, and then we do networking events, showcases. So, and we're really grateful for winning that competition because I feel like it really sort of boosted us, especially because last year was quite a difficult year for everyone.
Sure. So can you tell us a little bit more about the structure of what type of services and support that you bring to the community of gamers?
In terms of this, our networking events is something a lot of people find very helpful because the whole idea of the gaming industry is still a new idea, especially when it comes to people of color trying to get into the gaming industry. Because when you're Black, and this also applies to other people of color, there's only like 4 career options. You're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're a pastor, you're an engineer, and that's kind of it. And there's no other options to your family like that is successful. And when you even mention gaming, it's like that's something that's leisure. It's not associated with working. And so a lot of events like that, especially we went into sixth forms and colleges, and we spoke to the students and also to the parents, which was very important, and told them that, you know, it's important that they get their son or daughter into these careers that are viable careers, you know, and that it's not just about gaming, even though that is part of it. If you like gaming, but you also like music, you can, you know, go into music production and gaming. If you like writing, you can be a script writer. If you like drawing, there's animation, there's illustration. There's different things in terms of the wider gaming industry and jobs that are available that are, you can be successful in those jobs. You can have a career that's stable. And I think that's the main thing that we're trying to get across when we do these networking events at these sixth forms and colleges, because especially to the parents who don't realize that gaming is an avenue for their, you know, someone to take. That isn't all about, you know, they're just sitting behind a console all day just gaming. And that's where everyone's mind goes to when we have these talks. People still think that way. And so it's just debunking that myth, to be honest. And so those events are like very important to us. And we still do those now online, showcasing content creators and people in the industry. Because again, we don't see ourselves represented. And so we're just like sort of championing those people. And of course we are a gaming community, so we do game together. And we also provide a safe space for people to come, because being Black anywhere is always difficult. And when you're in certain spaces, being called names, even my experiences when I'm gaming, when it's not with my community, you open yourself up to quite a lot of abuse. But if there is a place you can go where you know no one's going to be racist or sexist in this space. At least I know I'm safe with these people. So that's one of the things that MG will symbolize, whereas everyone in the community, it's like a bubble. And sometimes you need that bubble, because it's like the world is a harsh place and you just need the bubble because a lot of people use gaming as escapism, as relaxation. And it's just like, I'm trying to relax by being faced with racism. I'm trying to relax by being faced with sexism. But if you just, you know, you play with the players in MG, you know that you can just relax and not have to worry about having your guard up.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So we today we are Monday, 12th of July, and we woke up to some serious abuse towards our community, towards our Black community, and what you say in here is really striking home. That's why we are doing the work that we are doing, like championing those voice and really advocating for our peers and creating those safe space. And I always realize that normally this space should be free of any abuse, any type of discrimination, because we are here to entertain ourselves. We are here to really distract ourselves from everything from the world. So what can be done? What do you think can be done? What efforts the video game industry can be done to attract and retain more diverse talent in order to avoid this type of issues that we have today in our society?
I feel like the first step is actually acknowledging it. When it comes to, I was having a conversation with someone last night about this, and when it comes to a lot of the microaggressions, especially, sometimes it's not always an overt aggression. It's like, you know, those sly comments that sort of build up over time.
Sure.
That is always like, you have to do a double take. You have to acknowledge that there is racism. Like, that is the first step. This thing exists. before we can even then start talking about that exists. But a lot of companies are like, oh, we are a company of no racism. And no, you're not. You're not a company of no racism. You haven't even started making, the first steps of saying, okay, racism exists. Then let's go from there. These are the things, and you have to have an open dialogue with your employees about how they feel uncomfortable or how to make them comfortable and things like that. And just being uncomfortable right then, because a lot of race talks can get uncomfortable because people are already immediately, I'm not a racist. Nobody's accusing anyone of being a racist just yet, or even at all. Sometimes it's just, how can you make it? I'm in the Black British Network, and we were having a discussion, and someone made the analogy of, if someone came over to your house and was in a wheelchair, you'd move things around so that they could get around in the wheelchair, isn't it?
Yeah.
So these companies where it's just one size fits all, if different people of different backgrounds are coming into your company, you should move things around to make sure that they're comfortable, and not say like, you have to fit in with this company culture, or you can't work here at this company. What if I don't feel? What if you're like, I don't know, a recovering alcoholic, and every Friday, everyone from work goes to the pub? That might make you feel uncomfortable. If the pub is the only option that you go to socialize with your people, that is not making people feel comfortable. And that's what I'm saying when it comes to race talks. It shouldn't just be, we have to mold ourselves into this. The company should shift so that it's for everybody, And it's just like, well, this has been working for us, and we've been hiring these people from this specific demographic. And maybe everyone from that specific demographic likes doing this one thing. But now you introduce somebody else doing something else, And that is what I'm saying about actual conversations that are difficult and making changes within the company or industry that will accommodate different people from different backgrounds. That was how, one, you will hire, and two, you will retain. Because some people go in and work for a gaming company and then they leave. And the turnover is quite quick, especially when it comes to Black people, because it's just like you go in there and it's a toxic environment and things like that. I'll cite the example of my brother. He was working for a law firm, and they won a really big case. And the CEO, he was like one of the lead, he's one of the owners of the law firm. And he came to my brother and he was like, sup? And then everyone else like, good afternoon, good day. But because my brother is Black, he's like, sup with you? Like, what is that? Like, that's what I'm saying about, because he's Black, suddenly that's how you're interacting with him. It's just, these are the, and when you even call something like that, oh, don't be so sensitive, don't be this. And it's just like, we can't even complain sometimes because we are being accused of being too soft. And that's what I'm saying. There needs to be like a forum or a space where workers like my brother will be like, well, I don't like it when you talk to me and you try to fist bump me and stuff like that. Or maybe I do. So they have to feel safe enough to voice these things. You have to have a forum or things like that where it's just like, we're going to talk about how to make our employees feel comfortable and safe. And I think those are the first steps. Those are the first initial steps that companies can take. And then actually do something. Because last year we saw a lot of companies posting a black square, racism is bad, blah, blah, blah. And it was a lot of chatter. But what were they actually doing? Where was the follow-up? Were you hiring people? Were you doing this? Were you changing your company policies? What were you doing to ensure that, where everyone was saying Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. But then what did you do? What was the follow-up for that? That's what we really need to see, actual action and not just.
Yeah, definitely. Also, there is too much of performative.
Performative activism, which is
too much of it, and we don't see the result really. And you're right when you say that sometimes we can feel guilty to always point out how people are interacting with us, and it's a really fine balance, because you have to point it out in order for those people to actually change their behavior. But in the same time, it can put you in a position where you are being labeled as being too sensitive, shouting too much about racism or discrimination or or microaggressions.
Yeah.
So it's really there is a lot of work to be done. And I think that having people with voices and that really highlight those small and a quote unquote small things will actually ensure, and training, anti-racist training and microaggression training, I think will over time, I hope, this is our hopes, that those change will happen, because we do need that representation. Because if there is no representation on the professional side of games, there won't be representation in the games as well. So we won't be able to be represented as well there. Definitely. So can you tell us, do you have any word of advice for anyone who is looking to be either a game professional in the game developments, or really wants to take seriously their gaming activities?
I would say networking is key. Networking is literally something that they don't teach you at school, but it's actually how most businesses run. Mm-hmm. Where a lot of the opportunities I've had or I've given to other people is because of a connection I've made here or there. And it's very important to network with key people, but also people who will understand you. Mm-hmm. I think people who will help you, one, and also people who will understand you. Because you know that, is this, when I was starting MG, I had a lot of help from a lot of Black women, especially. Mm-hmm. And they understood the unique struggles that Black women will face in certain spaces, that other people just will not understand. Mm-hmm. And so I think that it's important to network with people who will understand your unique challenges and things like that. That's really, really important. Have advice from people you know and trust when you're going for certain things, and just reach out to people, because people are more willing to help you than you think. I was blessed to find so many people willing to help me when I first started MG. And I'm really grateful for them. I'm always, always grateful for them. And so that's why I like to pay it forward. So if someone reaches out to me to ask me for help, I'm always trying and willing to help them too.
Sure. Thank you very much. So we will put all your social media in the description box for people to reach out to you. Do you need any help from anyone? This is your time to call out.
Do I need any help?
Yes, help for financial support or training support for your community.
I'm always open for, we do right now we're doing a day in the life series, which is just just lifting the mask as I'm lifting the veil as to what working in the gaming industry is like. We have people coming to talk about what it is for them. So if you are in the gaming industry or you want to get into the gaming industry, you can reach out to me. I'm never adverse to, working with people, collaborating with people, because I think together we will always be stronger.
Sure, definitely. So thank you. The time will together pass so quick. So thank you for your time, Annabel, and I hope to see you soon. We're going to actually promote your video on LinkedIn, because and that really opens the network as well, LinkedIn. So thank you for your time. Viewers, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. This is Johanna, aka Jojo. Bye.